What?
What?
What the hell is this?
Harumph. I didn't get a harumph out of that guy.
Give the governor harumph.
Harumph!
You watch your ass.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
Let the show begin.
Hey everybody, this is David Heretic coming at you with another edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. And tonight, alright, we're going back to Kevin Sherwood. Yes, indeed, Kevin Sherwood Fans FEELIN YOU. Come on now. Here we go. Before we go any further, for those of you who are feeling inclined to doing all the clicks and the likes and the bibbity-boobity bop, do me a favor, before you do all that stuff, please watch the whole video first, okay? Give me a chance to actually earn those clicks and likes. Now, after the video's done, if you still feel like doing all those clicks and likes, then by all means, feel free to click away. This comes as a request from Connor, and this is actually Connor's prioritized request for the month of July for being a silver tier member on the Patreon page. So, here you go, Connor. Hope you enjoy the show, man. Connor wanted to see me react to this. It is Kevin Sherwood with a tune called Falling to Pieces. Now, have I heard this song before? No, I have not. To the best of my knowledge, this does not resonate with me in any way, shape, or form. However, there's always a possibility I may have heard this song in passing and I just don't realize it. So as always, if I start listening to the song and I suddenly go, wait a second, I've heard this song before, I'll let you know.
That's the truth.
You know me, I'm going to be honest with you guys. Let's see, this was posted by Kevin Sherwood, no surprise there. And the video has 436,000 views. It'll get you there. Other than that, there's really nothing else left to say. Link to the original video will be down below in the video description for your viewing pleasure at your leisure. Let's get started. What do you say? Are you ready? Are you ready? Because here we go. All right, here we go. Falling to Pieces, official. Wah, wah, wah. Boy, right out the gate. Don't even wait till the end for this one. They just put the official right there in the beginning. Let's see. Malika, lyrics, Shattered Veil. There's no mention whatsoever of Kevin. This is the link I was given, folks. So if we're not in the right place, don't blame me. Blame Connor. He's the one who gave me this link. I really do hope we're in the right place. So I guess we'll have to wait and see and find out. All right, let's do this.
All right, boy, let's do this.
Night comes too soon again. Days run together. Someday when everyone is gone, you'll know that I was there. Into the night.
going to make some assumptions here. I'm going to assume this song is used in a video game. Connor has a particular taste when it comes to requesting songs on the channel. He loves to request songs that were used in video games. So I'm going to assume. Now, I could be wrong about this. And if I am wrong about this, please correct me. But I'm going to make the assumption that this song was used in a video game. What style of video game? I have no idea. It could be a Sonic video game. It could be a first-person shooter. It could be a side-scroller. It could be an RPG. It could be, you notice, it could be anything. I have absolutely no idea. I don't believe for 1 second that this song was used during actual gameplay. I have a feeling whatever game this was used in, whatever style of game this was used in, this was used during a cinematic. This was used during a cutscene. Now, why am I saying that? The song's moving around quite a bit. It's changing direction quite a bit. And when it does, it's sudden. It's abrupt. Which would signify something changing rapidly and abrupt within whatever's happening on the screen. Usually, for the sake of gameplay, that's not going to happen a whole lot. You know, you might have that scene or that section in the game where, you know, you're let's say you're playing an online MMO, okay? You got your raid going. You got, you know, your 8 people for the raid or 16 people in the raid, and they all come into this one room, and you're all just kind of sitting around waiting. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the floor just drops out from you, and you're all falling, okay? Something like that. A song like this might make sense because you're going to have those scenes and you have those parts. All of a sudden, there's just a complete switch in direction. The timing of that happening has got to be spot on, though. Because if you're waiting for the entire team to show up, what's going to happen during the song? Is the song just going to loop, you know, the 4 measures over and over again, waiting for that one teammate, that one DPS in the back who's just, you know, lollygagging and looking for, you know, hidden treasure or something like that, or looking for a hidden panel or a hidden door, trying to complete some feat or whatever. And the rest of the squad is all up in the room going, hurry up, dude. You know, we're waiting on you. And, you know, what is the song going to do? Just loop on 4 measures? I mean, I've seen that happen in games before. And when he finally gets into the room, it executes. Okay, we're going to move on to this next part of the song and drop the floor in 4, 3, 2, 1, now. And then the floor drops out. Can that be done? Yes, it can be. Has it been done? Yes, it has happened in the past. It's very difficult. It's very time consuming. And as a game programmer, it is more than likely very frustrating. So that would lead me to believe more cinematic. Something happens every single time you play the game. You're going to have this cinematic happen that you can bank on because it's a cinematic. It's a cutscene. It doesn't matter how long you've been playing the game for. It doesn't matter how many times you played the game. You're going to hit this cutscene. And the cinematic's going to play. And you have a song like this ready to go to cue into that cutscene. And every time something shifts within the cutscene, the song shifts with it every single time as programmed. So something tells me this is cutscene music or this is cinematic music. I could be wrong, but something tells me it is. What kind of game? I honestly have no clue. I have no idea. So I'm sure people in the comments will let me know what kind of game it is, what the title is, where it's used in the game. Believe it or not, I actually enjoy reading those comments because it really helps put the song into perspective. Oh, I get it now. Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Oh, it's a boss battle scene. I get it now. It's the cutscene before the boss battle. I get it now. It's stage music for when Sonic is running through the loops and running along. He's got to clear this path and he's got to get to the goal before a certain amount of time goes by. Okay, I get it now. You know, it makes perfect sense now, putting it in perspective. So, Anyway, let's get back into this and let's see where this goes. Wait. What did that say? Written by Karen. Vocals. Okay, so the vocalist was Maluka. That's where that came into play. Okay. Oh. Okay. What did Kevin Sherwood do? He did guitar work. Okay. Except lead guitar. Lead guitar was done by Aaron Marshall. So this was really just pretty much written by Kevin Sherwood, and he did some of the backing guitar work. Okay. Wow, he hired some nice musicians. I say they did a nice job. All right. Let me get my thoughts together. I'll see you in the review, and we'll talk about it. Well, there you go, folks. That was Kevin Sherwood with a tune called Falling to Pieces. This was a request from Connor. And this was actually Connor's prioritized request for the month of July for being a Silver Tier member on the Patreon page. So, there you go, Connor. Hope you enjoyed the show, man. I got a score. Score makes perfect sense to me. So, let's get to it, and I'll tell you how we got there. On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to give that an 8.4. Yep. 8.4. I feel good about that score. Let me tell you why.
Why?
Okay. First things first, 8.4. What does that mean? Well, an 8.4 would translate to a great scale rating because overall, I gotta say, this is a great song. It would also get 4 to 5 stars and an A- letter grade. So there you go, an 8.4, great scale rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Now, how did I come up with that score? So glad you asked. Like I said during the course of the reaction, I have a feeling this is a video game tune. This is a song that is used in a video game. What video game? I have no idea. Style of video game? No idea. Title of the video game? No idea. But I have a feeling it is because Connor has, during the course of his time, being a Silver Tier member, he has requested songs pretty much every time. If I'm not mistaken, then every time he's requested songs from video games. So I think the trend is going to follow here. Now, where was the song used? I have my suspicions about it being utilized in a cutscene or during a cinematic, and I still stand by that. My only question is, during the course of the usage of the song, were the vocals used, or were the vocals just recorded for the sake of this song presentation? Because typically, when cinematics are happening, there's going to be character voices being utilized. Voice actors who are going to be doing the voicings for whoever's on the screen, and having vocals in a song are going to conflict, and you're going to have this struggle for supremacy. Is it the voice actors who are going to get the most attention? It should, for the purpose of cinematics. It should be the voice actors, but paying respect to the song, you got to have the lyrics in there. If there's a vocalist, you got to have the vocals in there. Otherwise, the vocals are being disregarded, and that wouldn't be fair to the vocalist. So there's a conflict there. Now, the easy solution is to have two versions of the song, one with vocals, one with purely instrumental, and the purely instrumental would be utilized within the song. Now, the only exception to that would be if during the course of the cinematics, there is points in the cinematics where there is no voice acting going on. There's no script going on. It's just pure animation. And then you would want to fill in the gap with vocals within the song. That could very easily be done, especially if the song is geared toward that cinematic. So I'm not really sure how this was used. I have a feeling, I have a suspicion it was for a cinematic. So let me know in the comments if I'm right about that, and let me know what game this was utilized in. I'm actually kind of curious. Something tells me this is like a Call of Duty game or some sort of a first-person shooter game. Something tells me it's something like that. Now, which one? I have no idea. There are so many first-person shooter games out there. I couldn't even venture a guess. But something tells me this is a first-person shooter game, probably in some sort of campaign mode, some sort of story mode. Wouldn't that be a kick in the teeth if it was used in the new Borderlands game? Borderlands 4 was announced. Maybe this song is going to be used in that game. I don't know. And we haven't seen the game released yet. You better believe I'm going to be getting that game, though. Absolutely. Cannot wait for Borderlands 4. Anyway, as far as the song itself goes, very well constructed. I like everything they did as far as direction of the song. To an extent. There were a couple of places where it got very EDM heavy. It got very electronic heavy. Almost like dubstep. Almost. Where you got a lot of the squelches in there, and it was like, I wasn't a big fan of those particular sections, but when it was more straight ahead, four times, you're not relying. I mean, don't get me wrong, there was some great subdivision work done in those sections, but it was far more relying on groove and less on, let's subdivide as hard as we possibly can. No, it was far more about the groove and the direction and the feel and the drive and the energy of the song. Loved those sections. Absolutely loved those sections. The vocal work on this was very nice. The vocalist, I saw it in the title. I do not remember off the top of my head. It started with an M. The vocal work was done very well within this. The guitar work was very nice. Bass and drums sounded really good. Drums, if I'm being honest, did sound a little overly produced. I feel like production could have been cut back a little bit on it, and maybe some of the compression could have been lost because the drums ended up. I know there's a drummer. I saw the drummer in the credits. Thank God for that, because if I had not seen drummer in the credits, I'm gonna be honest with you folks, I would have made the assumption that the drums were programmed because they sounded very digital. So, but I did see there was an actual drummer. Good job on his part playing the actual drums. I'm not blaming him whatsoever for it. I'm blaming the engineering. I'm blaming the mix. I wish the drums sounded a little more organic, not quite so digital. Everything else sounded fine as far as the mix goes. Guitar sounded good, bass sounded good, vocals sounded really good. The direction of the song felt nice. I love the usage of the play with feel. The subdivision work, when they did have those, they had the 6 subdivision, where you had, 1 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then coming right back on the downbeat of 1 for the next section. That was nice. It only happened once, And I was really hoping they were going to come back to it because it was very effective, but we didn't. I was kind of mad about that. I was like, you jerks left us hanging. I really wish we could have gotten that again. But, you know, they say in show business, always leave the crowd wanting more. Well, they left me wanting more. The energy and the drive felt really nice for the entire song. I never once felt like the song dragged. And I think that's one of the biggest strong points of this song is I never once wanted to look at the clock and go and ask myself, I wonder how much time is left. I never felt myself asking that question. The song kept me engaged. The song kept me interested. The song kept me vested. I wonder what's going to come next in a positive way. Every single time in a positive way. Like I said, there were a couple of times where it did get a little EDM heavy, and I wasn't the biggest fan of those particular sections. But for the most part, 90% of the song, it didn't. I'll be honest, those heavy EDM sections, they did bring the score down a little bit. I'm not going to say how much. I'm not going to say how much the score came down as a result of the overuse of the EDM, but it did come down a little bit. So, but nonetheless, we're still up in the 8s, you know, an 8.4. Trust me, folks, that's nothing to sneeze at. That is a great score for what I feel is a great song. I feel good about that score, and that's where we're going to stay. So let's wrap everything up here in a nice shiny bow, shall we? We have an 8.4, which is a great skill rating, 4 to 5 stars, and an A- letter grade. Take your pick. I don't care. Whichever one of those floats your boat. Final word, final score, I have spoken. Well, that's going to do it for this edition of Reactions, Reviews, and Rants. Hope you all enjoyed the show. Hope I was able to entertain you. If I was able to put a smile on your face and brighten your day, that did my job, and I'm so glad I could do it. If you guys feel like joining the fan base, go ahead and click on that button down there. If you guys want to like the video, go ahead and like the video. If you guys want to ring the bell, go ahead and ring the bell. It honestly doesn't make any difference at all to me, but if you guys feel like doing these things, well then by all means, feel free to do so. Well, that's going to do it for tonight, folks. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, David Heretic signing off, reminding you to stay fabulous and support each other. Later. Peace.